I'll come back. 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 I'll come back.
The birth certificate, yes. It did not fit into the Queef Chapel.
Is this what we're just gonna fucking do all fucking day? This is it. This is it.
Just talk about our Queef Chapels.
I'm looking at the wrong Twitch chat. Jesus Christ.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. Go light your ham candle.
Fucking ham candle? Fucking what?
Your ham candle, you know? It's your schlong between your legs. You put it in broads.
I didn't know it was called a ham candle. What is that?
Ham candle.
Yeah, you take the ham candle, you put it in her Queef Chapel. This ain't hard.
I don't like
The
this.
ham candle's hard, though.
It sure better be hard. What are you trying to give her?
An aneurysm. What else?
Hello and welcome to the Barcast with the bar gets lower every single week. Your bartenders for this evening are Enigmatic Otaku,
Pencil's asleep. Everyone post ponies.
Flamin' Warfer,
Did I ever tell you about Doc Plagueis the Wise?
Milk,
I fucking hate it. Oh my god.
Ravage,
Tits.
and I'm fucking addicted to Animal Crossing. This week, we have the third place winner of Jake the Army Guy's writing contest, as well as someone that we've had on our backlog for way too long. Please give a nice, warm, sticky welcome to Rune Soldier Dan.
Hello.
There we go. For those who are tuning in for the very first time, hello and welcome. We're a community-oriented podcast where you request the guests, we politely ask them on, you ask all the questions, and we make them miserable for 2 hours. If you want to catch up on previous episodes like Penstroke, John Delancey, and so on and so forth, be sure to check out us on iTunes, Google Play Music, and all the places where you can digest your podcast material. We are streaming live on Twitch right now, which means that I'm volunteering Flam to watch the chat. Flam, what are questions we don't ask our guests?
We don't ask our guests fucking politics. You don't ask them who they pray to. You don't ask them their personal identification information, like, you know, your social security number, like fucking fingerprints and credit card details, and you know what I'm talking about. That shit. Don't fucking make me come over there.
Yeah, so for that one fucker who wants to know what a Discover card is, no, get out of here. We also have a drinking word. Today's drinking word isn't showing up on the screen, Milk. What the fuck? What's going on? We don't have a drinking word.
You fuckers didn't set one.
It's Soldier. We're gonna do Soldier. No, and never mind. We're gonna do Dan.
Shouldn't we ask our
I'm
guests
gonna say
right
Dan.
now?
No.
We asked our guests.
Okay. What sort of? Do you have an idea for a drinking word, friend?
Fuck.
Fuck is the drinking
Oh,
word.
it is.
Perfect.
Yeah, fuck it is.
So,
Well, we all
if
have
you
to
hear
take-
the word fuck during this cast, be sure to have a nice, healthy drink at home. We don't want anyone to go to the hospital. Not again, especially not right now.
Yeah,
So-
with me, I think you'd have to take like a sip instead.
Oh,
Pace yourself.
fuck. No, this is off to a bad start. Let's jump into some actual interview questions. Let's ease into this with a little foreplay, so on and so forth. Let's go with what do you mean the podcast questions don't exist? Oh well, I've got them memorized. Number one, Rune, let's introduce you to the world at large. Who are you and what do you do for the fandom?
Well, my moniker is Rune Soldier Dan. That's who I am. I'm a fanfiction writer. I'm actually going to my first Brony convention, in July, if all of that works out, which fingers crossed it will. So in some ways, I'm kind of just getting started with like the willingness to let this leak into my public life. But mostly, I hang on fanfic and write stories.
I think that's totally fair. If we may ask, what July convention is it? Is it Evergreen Northwest?
It's TrotCon in Columbus, which is scheduled for July. Which again, I've never been to one of those. I hope to run like a one-shot pony kind of role-play game thing, where just everyone takes a main character, and we have some PG-13 fun with dice and paper. You've all played role-playing games before, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So if they'll let me, I'll run one.
It'll be awesome. We're also going to be at TrotCon. We hope to see you there.
Oh, cool.
So,
that would be great.
Next question. What got you into the fandom?
Ooh, into the fandom or into just My Little Pony?
Just My Little Pony. What got you starting
gotcha.
to watch the show?
I suppose one leads to the other. Wow. I'm like, there's a webcomic. It was my college days, so I had a lot of free time. There was a webcomic I read, and they would sometimes post reviews of. I couldn't even tell you the name of the webcomic. But they would sometimes post reviews of shows, and they would say they did a thing on My Little Pony, and it's like, okay, shut up, this is actually good. And I'm like, whatever. I have an overabundance of free time. I'll watch the first couple episodes, and probably like everyone else, then immediately watch the first 26 episodes. It was down the roller coaster from there, and had the incredibly strong feeling of I need more. And so, led me to perusing art, led me to perusing fanfiction, or fanfiction wasn't a thing, but fan fiction, and and that's I dove in on the deep end and never came up for air.
All right. Well, then, we know how you got into this fandom. What keeps you here? What's your favorite part of the fandom? The community, fanfics, conventions, music. What keeps you here?
For one, if I removed Bronydom from my life, I'm not sure what I would do with all the time that I put into it. So habit is one thing, but people. There are people I like who post stories, and I like writing and posting stories and getting nice comments. And I like seeing new stories and trying to work through my read it later backlog, and very much the literary aspects of it. I can't really participate in the art aspects of it, but people are amazingly talented, and it just keeps coming, and so I'm on this train till it crashes.
Totally fair. Now then, next question. We're at this interesting point in our fandom where the show is over. At least in the way that we know it. Gen 5 isn't going to have our familiar characters from Generation 4. We're in this weird area where Generation 4.5 with these claymation episodes, and we have Pony Life coming out. We're in this weird spot where we're not going to experience the same lightning in a bottle again. So where do we as a fandom go from here? How do we keep ourselves alive, keep ourselves relevant, and still stay welcoming as this new season will start, or new generation?
So this fan work, this art and these stories, I think our prime motivation to create them is that this isn't enough for our passion. We want more, and we're going to create more if we need to. So just so long as people and we all thought it was going to be over after season 2, anyways. So long as people still have that feeling, it's gonna continue. It's gonna shrink. Everything comes and goes, but I think it's gonna continue. Well into the future. It's never gonna be that lightning again. But neither is Star Wars, if I'm gonna be real. And yet those are still people very passionate about it. So I don't think people. I don't think we're going anywhere. I mean, as for staying welcoming, people. I mean, it would be daunting getting in a fandom where your basic education is okay. Watch these 200 episodes that everyone else has already seen, but definitely try. Just don't be an asshole. I mean, I see new artists or new writers publishing things and stuff, and that's fucking sweet. It's fucking sweet when I see that. I don't know if that counts as 1 or 2 drinks, but there are new artists and they're putting stuff out, and I like reading them, and that's always a great thing to see.
Yeah.
When you mentioned Star Wars earlier, for some reason in my head, I imagined a future where they tried to reboot My Little Pony with the movie My Little Pony: Rise of Sparkle.
Oh God, fuck off.
Hey, you know what? They would nostalgia bait that. I'm sure Pinkie Pie would do random things.
Speaking of random things, it's time for the hardest hitting question we've got. It's the one that everyone dreads, the one that's sure to make people sneer at you and vomit in disgust. Who is best pony?
Like of the mains or of...
No, of all horses.
Who is your personal favorite?
Who is my personal favorite? Gonna have to... I have like a couple that are in my tops.
Can only be one.
But the toppest of them all, there can only be one. It's gonna have to be my dude Applejack. She's my she holds the title of Dan's favorite pony.
I see that you are a connoisseur of shit. So why Applejack? Why is she good?
Okay, Applejack is good because she's a fucking adult.
She's a fucking adult.
I didn't learn anything. I was right all
Applejack,
along.
like all the other ponies, it's more or less just wish fulfillment. Oh, I wanna hang out with animals all day. Oh, I wanna hang out with books all day. Oh, I'm gonna be a professional athlete. Of course I'm gonna succeed because I'm following my dreams. And Applejack is like, motherfucker, I got work in the morning. I'm caring for my younger family members, or I'm the adult authority figure for my young family members. I'm helping to take care of my old family members. I sweat the bills and find joy in the simple shit, and I don't need the entire world to tell me I'm awesome, because they're not going to, because we live in the real world, and I know I'm awesome because I take care of my family and pay the fucking bills.
Well,
and that speaks to me. That speaks to me.
But Applejack smells like hay.
Who cares if she smells like hay? That means she's rolling in it.
You make it sound like she pays for the barn by sleeping around.
That wasn't what I meant to say at all.
Roll in the hay.
Pretty sure.
I know. I realize that's what it says, but it means that she's gonna fuck you.
Well, hey, she's not the town bike. She's the town cart.
Oh.
Pretty sure there's a couple fanfics about that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
At least one, maybe. Now then, we've got a whole bunch of questions out on a thread for you. So we're going to start with our good friend Alex _. I haven't seen anything from. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the wrong chats. That's why. Thank you, Plan. Entibus has a question for you. Y'all ever read regular stories and just find them astronomically less interesting than pony stories because at that halfway point between fantasy and reality?
Like book stories, I kind of presume. So my reading, like if one were to make like a circle graph of my my reading habits, it is probably 50% My Little Pony fanfiction, and the other 50% is American Civil War history nonfiction. I'm a history buff. I love obscure stuff. I love studying that time period. So for me, it just kind of depends on the mood, and I can't say that I get bored with the stuff that I read normally.
All right. And then we have a question from the other guy. How many candles long is your dick?
Huh. That's a real question, is it?
That is a real question. Yes, welcome to the internet where internet folks are asking you questions.
All right. Well,
5 million, clearly.
What's the standard size for candles, though?
Yeah, I mean, are we talking
We're
like
talking
birthday
about
candles?
birthday candles,
Right.
fucking funeral candles.
Easter candles?
I feel like it's up to
Are you
it's
talking
kind
about
of
the length of a candle or the length of the burn the candle? Because they're 3-day long candles.
Okay. So we'll go with 5, and we'll let people draw whatever their own conclusions from there.
Yes, 5. Perfect. Up first, we have questions from Alex_, our resident intern, who says, "Yay! Number 1, would you tell me a secret?"
No.
Damn. Number 2, do you think farts smell before they leave the body?
Well, that's an interesting question, because it depends on your perspective, because if scientifically, of course they do. It's the same air, just now it's, whether it's inside or outside. But then that brings you to the other question of if nobody smells it, does it still smell? So that's not a question that can be decisively answered.
I think you have a really good point there. Next question is, if you could cut the moon open, what would you find inside?
Well, you told me I could do this, so Nazi moon base.
What the?
look. There's some great movies about that, so I totally believe that.
That's fucking mad old shit.
You did it. Okay. Let's see. Up next, we have number 4. Out of everything you've ever made, produced, or otherwise had a hand creating, what thing are you proudest of?
Huh. Okay, let me see here. So we're gonna go. So you probably, this probably isn't what the question was, but I'm proudest of the fact that I'm, an adult with stable income who manages his own shit and all that stuff.
I'm also a fan that I fuck.
I'm a nurse with my state's Department of Health. So we're a little busy these days. And two, it feels good to have a job that is, important and useful, that also allows for a good life. So pays the bills and all that. So as far as building that life is probably what I'm most proudest of. But that's not what you were asking about. You were asking about ponies. Let's be real. So, my proudest one, I have got to say, my story, Wayward Son. It is very dated for me at this point. It was over 6 years ago, and it's hard for me to read it without cringing. But I poured my fucking heart and soul into that shit, and in the way that only a fanfic writer can understand, a passionate fanfic writer can understand. And it was, and some people liked it, some people didn't. It's a downer of a story, but that was my fucking lightning in a bottle there. That was I can't think of anything else that is so much. Yeah, I did that. Than that.
It's that important to you, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think everyone here, especially as writers and artists, and I guess for milk podcast creators,
whatever the fuck I do,
Yeah, like we all have something to our name that we're like, fuck yeah, we did that. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's awesome, dude. Number 5. What's the weirdest sound you can make with your hands?
Of course, the one time I tried to crack my knuckle, it's pre-cracked or whatever, and it's not doing anything. But I don't know. I guess. Yeah. Whatever, man. Yeah. Depends what the hand's holding.
Trying to crack knuckles on cats actually really sucks.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Oh, there we go. It just sounds like little cracks in the microphone.
But no, I'm not a guy who can, like, I don't know, do like an accordion with a hand or make a wet fart noise with the hand, nothing like that.
An accordion with the hand?
I don't know, like you take, some people take like a reed and put it between their thumbs and blow and it makes a whistle. I don't know, I saw it in a movie once.
It makes me wonder how, like, ponies crack their hooves. I wonder, it just looks like they're like breaking someone's neck just to crack their hooves.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, when they crack their hooves, they got to be taken to the back of the shed with a shotgun.
I mean, the eternal question of hooves, how do they work? Because, I mean, all I'm saying is that Applejack could pick up fireplace pokers and hold them roasting marshmallows with them.
I wasn't sure. I'm trying to remember what it was, what that I saw. It was this, like, horrifying demonstration picture where, like, inside their hooves are little tiny tentacles that, like, grip with, like, little suckers.
I think I know what he's talking about. Where they're like, you end up kind of like what starfish use to move around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it too, and I can't unsee it. So I just watch ponies. Number 6. What is the best type of soup, my friend?
The best type of suit?
Soup. SOUP.
Soup. Tomato. Just
my man.
Nothing.
A person of culture.
Company's a sandwich. Good on a cold day or a rainy day. Can do it in a mug. Can just do it in a mug without silver, without a spoon if you're in a hurry or don't feel like it.
Now we have questions from Ice Star. Number 1. What are 3 horse stories you wish people on the site would read more?
Ice Star?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Nah, I'm just razzing him. Geez, I have been very fortunate in that I have had a lot of well-received stories. But I also have enough to know it's not just name recognition. The substance of the story really determines whether people read it or not, which of course is how it's supposed to be. As far as I wish, I guess I've noticed that my military fictions don't get, ironically enough, one of the ones that is the reason I'm here with the contest, but don't get a lot of buzz. And I don't write. I don't write it fun. I don't write with flags waving in the background. I'm very heavily inspired by All Quiet on the Western Front and This Way for the Gas, ladies and gentlemen, and other stuff that is not associated with cartoon ponies. So 3 stories: All Quiet on the Changeling Front, Winged Hussars, and a queer story from the Changeling War. And those are all, basically all alongside that same vibe.
Right. Well, awesome. The next question that we have is, what is your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue?
And I can go with most kinds of blues. But yeah, blue is the base.
I can get behind a good indigo, so I feel you.
Navy.
Number 3. Navy? That must make you old. Because old Navy.
You know what, Enigma? You can indigo fuck yourself.
All right. Number 3. What is the most underwhelming kind of pasta?
Okay, so this is near and dear to my heart because so I went to like a specialty store a little while ago, and it does ethnic foods, foreign foods, that kind of stuff. And there's some pasta. I got a thing of pasta that was theoretically imported from Italy. Except I open it up and it's these plain ass white noodles. It was an impasta.
Oh my gosh.
Get out. The door is right there. Use it.
Out. I'm so done. I was ready for you to be like, oh, you know what's underwhelming? Shells! And I've been like, you fucking asshole!
You know
Shells
what?
are the best!
I just posted the pasta for you and behind the counter. Fucking.
That's awful. You're rude. You're a rude person.
What kind of pasta is it? The picture's not quite coming up for me. Why don't you say it out loud on the channel?
Yes, it's fagottini pasta.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It's just pasta, guys. You are allowed to say Italian pastas.
The minute Pencil listens to this cast, we're all in trouble. We're moving on. We're moving on.
We are allowed to say pastas on the cast.
You know what you're doing.
What? We're allowed to say pastas.
What is the weirdest historical trivia you've learned, man?
Wow. So again, going back to the front, or going back a half dozen odd questions, I'm huge into, American Civil War history. So it's hard for me to identify because, like, for a guy who, like, really enjoys learning, like, the minutia, there's not a lot that's there's not a lot that's seems weird or uncomfortable or even particularly noteworthy because life is made up of these little weird events. So when you're studying them and seeing them all, it just seems like life. So I don't know that I can very easily identify one off the top of my head. I might have a flash of inspiration and come back to this question later.
All right, fair enough.
And see if anything sticks out and is entertaining and not fucking depressing.
Yeah, no, fair. Because the next piece is what's the most regrettable historical trivia you've learned?
Oh wow. Fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, like you're just not being let off easy on this.
All right. So we're just gonna go. We're okay. Regrettable shit. I'm gonna have to say it's a tie between after the Holocaust, after Nazi Germany fell, Jews faced widespread persecution in quote-unquote liberated countries because, as it turns out, most of Europe was plenty anti-Semitic anyways and wasn't too keen on the Jews, coming home from the concentration camps back to their countries. I think it's a tie between that and, in the American Civil War, the fucking Confederacy, took uniformed American soldiers who happened to be black and enslaved them. So yeah, good job, Ice Star.
We did it. Good job, Ice Star. You ruined the cast.
Next.
That's it. We're done. No one else is listening now. So Dan, what do you want?
Next fucking question.
Can you describe the worst pizza combo?
Oh, okay. I know a crazy bad one.
God.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm sorry in advance. Okay, so you take like a normal ass cheese pizza.
Okay.
And then, step 2, you add pineapple.
I'm already mad.
I don't like this already.
Can I have some, please? No, I got it. Please, sir, can I have some more?
That's the end.
That's it. Just pineapple on a perfectly
Jeez,
fine
I thought you were gonna.
pizza. You disgusted me, and I am strangely aroused. We're moving on.
I thought you were gonna say fucking like mayonnaise and peas. Like
I've fucking seen that.
I know, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's awful, and I don't know why you would bring this up in casual conversation.
For the glory of Saturn.
It really is plush.
Anger. We're moving on. Mugging these up next. Number 1, what's your favorite Hannah Montana episode?
Oh, God.
I could not comment. I'm sorry.
I'll comment. Fuckity fuck.
No idea.
The one where Miley Cyrus got a real
to those two dudes.
Wow.
I like the one where Jack was in a chicken suit and he was singing "Every Dance, Everybody Sing, Everybody Try Chicken Wing."
Oh yeah, I think the Game Grumps played like a Hannah Montana game for an episode, so I'm gonna go with that and say that counts.
By proxy.
Yeah.
Aaron Hansen by proxy makes Hannah Montana better.
Huzzah.
Number 2, do you agree with Roger Egbert's, which is not his name, review on The Thing?
I couldn't tell you. Never read it.
Aaron. Number 3, what's your favorite movie you've never seen?
I'm gonna. Oof. Okay. Well, confession time here. I have not seen. I took a hard pass on watching the My Little Pony movie.
Oh.
But I do really like. It just. Where it's. I knew where the entire plot by watching the trailer, so I just didn't have enough investment.
I mean, sure.
But that spawned more world building. That spawned hippogriffs and Tempest Shadow and
thank you, I forgot her name.
and sky pirates and how did the story, all this, it did what My Little Pony fandom has been doing, since the beginning, where it planted the seed and it gave us just enough to be interested, but not enough that everything was answered, and that let everybody take it and do the art they wanted, do the comics they wanted, tell the stories they wanted, and that, of course, is a great thing.
And pornography, of course, because Tempest Shadow. But anyway,
Yeah.
Yes. That's not the point of the My Little Pony movie. The point was that Cadence was in it. Moving on.
For like,
Got fucking owned.
yeah.
And she sucked at being a statue too.
I'm pretty sure there's a porn tag of that scene, like Princess Gets Hard.
It's actually pretty funny. All right. I like that.
I hate you guys.
Fucking hell.
Number
Confession
4.
time.
Number 4. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Blech.
Okay. Well, the qualifier is unnecessary because we already know that nobody knows. And nobody will ever know how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
I thought it was 3.
No, then he bites it.
That's right.
That's the gag.
Biting still counts, doesn't it?
No. Biting is bad.
But
Nobody likes teeth.
That's the whole point of the commercial.
But I like biting.
It's called scraping.
We're moving on.
Grape and lick.
I don't like this.
Oh my god.
I don't like any of the direction that we're going. We're going to number 5. What are humans aside from people?
What are humans aside from people?
Yes.
Fuck, man, I'm a nurse and a fanfic writer. I don't know that I'm equipped to make this decision.
Number 6. Can you believe what I'm seeing right now?
Yes.
7. Anyways, you agree with me yet?
Who the fuck you didn't screen these questions or anything?
No, we don't screen these questions.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that people like our cast is they get to ask anything we want and we
sure.
ask it.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna skip that question then because I don't know.
Fair enough. We'll go to number 9. If you drink a cup of water from underwater, are you drinking the cup from or of underwater?
Is James Bond having a strunk?
And number 8 is how your day.
My day is fine, thank you. It depends if the cup was able to keep out the surrounding sea, in answer to the earlier question. Because if it wasn't, then you're just drinking the sea inside the cup. If it was, then you're drinking your beer or whatever underwater successfully. Congratulations.
It'd actually be interesting if there was a disproportionate amount of density that kept the drink actually within the cup because it was heavier than the surrounding water around. Never mind, I'm making this too hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on from these troll questions. Coffee Minion's up next, and actually has some genuinely good stuff. How is your Corona lockdown going?
Well, thanks, Coffee Minion. Knew I could count on you to be smart and stuff. It's fine. I'm working from home. At this point in time, I'm manning the Department of Health coronavirus call center, which, as you can imagine, is a fun task for an introvert. But it has gotten better. I have gotten better at it. And missing my friends, but at the same time, I've got it pretty well. I'm still working. I've got my computer. I've got my Steam account. I've got my my Wii Fit or Ring Fit exercise trainer, so I don't turn into a slob. So I'm doing fine.
What? Just to be curious, like how is doing something like that then on your mental health? Like I can only imagine that it's like a thankless job to say the least. I can only imagine you probably have a lot of people that are just paranoid and scared, and you probably have people that genuinely have it. Yes, you have ways, but like in a more real sense, how are you doing?
Oof. In a real sense, okay, so I no longer do inpatient nursing as part of my work, but I did do it for several years, and different people have different coping mechanisms for handling being a direct care nurse, which is a rough job. I hate to sound like an asshole, but if you remain cold and detached, that at least if you remain detached emotionally, that puts you in a much better position to respond appropriately and intelligently and give people the answers they need, because unfortunately there is a lot of, and also I actually feel good. I feel useful because panic, and just some people are in a bad spot and I can't help them. But a lot of times people need information. They've heard rumors. They don't know. They don't actually know, is this the new plague? What is this? And I just talk them through it, over the phone, and that feels very, very, that feels good. That feels productive. That feels, and there are resources for people who are, in other kinds of trouble that I can direct them to, or that's out of the purview of my work that I can direct them to. So I feel once I got over the fact that I need to keep talking to people. Once I got over that, I don't know. I feel very strong doing it.
Well, I apologize if the question was too personal, but that said, I do want to commend you and thank you for your service that you're doing for the world right now. I have a good friend that, and to clarify, when you said, I hope I don't sound cold or heartless, I was like, no, not even a little bit, because I have a good friend that is a paramedic right now and is basically, he got an informal promotion to actually help out on the front lines of all of this. And if you don't remain aloof during all of this, like it's hard not to be overwhelmed by the situation. And I just want to say, like, personally, thank you. So you're doing an invaluable service to the world at large. And even if you are at a place where you're not giving yourself like, oh, it's my job, whatever, it's like, no, really, you are important. And that goes for anyone else who's listening to this and is performing those sort of invaluable medical services. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I don't want to take. I accept your thanks, and I really do appreciate it. But that times 1,000 to the people who are giving direct care and people at grocery stores who are probably as exposed to that as healthcare workers, and
You mean like me?
yeah.
Right. Not said. I don't want to cut you off, but
no, I'm going to put a hard stop right there because you told me not to get political, and boy, no. I am at that cliff edge.
Right? No. I understand. So we're going to break the ice a little bit because we have questions out in the chat. Because when you said screamed, it sounded like screamed. So the chat went crazy and went, "How much do you like screamed questions? Hey, Dan, do you like screaming? Is this too loud? Should I be less loud?"
All right, so I'm just we can handle all of these at once. You know, no, you're fine. You're fine. Your volume's fine, and of course we're on Discord, so I can adjust your volume if I need to.
Yep, just mutes priest. Now we're good. Sweet. Antibus is up next, and he's in the chat paying attention to us. Number 1, what is the best ship and what is the worst ship?
Okay, so I am so tempted to be like a fucking troll right now and say that the best ship is the Monitor because it was built in under 3 months, and everyone thought it would
take that back. It's the Mayflower.
But okay,
it's not about the ship, but what's inside it.
We're on a Brody channel. I know what you're actually asking about. So the best ship is Regrettable, because they're perfect for each other, and you can see it in the way that interact, that they are definitely banging off camera.
I don't know about that.
That's the best ship. Worst ship? I don't want to shit on anybody's, like, I don't want to say, X and X and hurt anybody's feelings. I don't, if I don't like a ship, I move on.
What happened to all that emotional detachment?
See, there's a difference between being. You should treat others with empathy, but you shouldn't get too invested in them.
So what I'm hearing the worship is Mr. and Mrs. K.
Mrs. K. Cool.
Why do I feel like you just wiped your brow?
Why, my friend? I hear that you like MILFs.
But I mean, you didn't call me here to abstain. So I'm gonna go with I am really salty that what is it,
Mod
Appledash or whatever the fuck you whatever the fuck you incorrect shippers call it, where Applejack and Rainbow Dash. I'm really salty that them getting together was heavily implied. Not officially canon, but heavily implied at the end.
Yeah.
Well, because they can't confirm it
outright. What's wrong with best friends doing the dishes for the other friend?
There's nothing wrong with it. But some people think that they're romantically attached, and I don't see it.
Well, it's like a lot of people think Octavia and Vinyl are attached, and it's like, no, being in a house with 4 other siblings, I can tell you they're not. The fact that they've got the living room and the house split down the middle, they're not fucking.
Yeah, but people will ship it with anything,
Right.
It's not always like as intensely obvious, to those people who know how to look, like it is with Rare Jack. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. Next question is, do you listen to Ponies at Dawn by chance?
I'm not familiar with that, no.
Oh, well, they've got some albums of music out there. It's pony fan music. It's pretty good. Consider checking it. Number 3. Thoughts on your 3rd place victory?
I'm honored. This story was rattling around in my head for years, so I'm very happy. And then actually it was Ice Star who pointed out to me that it's like, hey bro, there's this contest, and it's due in a month, and it's like, and that was the deadline. That was the kick in the ass needed to, this story fits, I can write it. So more than 3rd place, whoever came in first, more than all of that, I'm really happy to have had a good excuse and motivation to write this story.
Well said. Congratulations. Currently, there about the best pairing. So, what's the best incest ship? If you're comfortable answering.
Okay, so you kind of faded in and out of the first part of that question, but I caught the second part. Okay. Best incest ship.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. We're just gonna decline to answer that one because you told me I shouldn't incriminate myself.
Wait, what?
What?
No, it's not incriminating yourself.
Nah.
Are you saying that your sibling is a pony?
Why, sir, are you shining armor?
I decline to answer.
Fair enough, my friend. Now then, number 5. What canon race would you like to see in My Little Pony?
Non-canon.
What non-canon race would you like to see in My Little Pony? That's exactly what I said. And don't say I didn't say it right, because I totally...
Mm-hmm.
My bullshit-o-meter is kind of like, I can't see it anymore. Where'd it go?
Man, that's rough. I mean, they over 9 seasons with a lot of obscure mythological creatures like Kieran and stuff. I don't know that I can think of anything that they really missed, and I can't say I have a desire to see like centaurs or awkwardly human sagers in there or anything. So I don't know. I don't think. I guess we never saw. Did we ever see deer, like sapient deer?
They're in the comics.
No, not
Okay,
really.
gotcha.
They're in the comics, but yeah, not in the show.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see other equine races, get the have their own societies and their own governments, and we go see them and they have weird architecture and friendship problems. I think that would have been cool.
All right.
I know.
Question number 69. Nice. Can you do a Diamond Dog impression?
No, that would be racist.
Why would it be racist? Racist
thing.
because the Diamond Dogs are a race?
Yeah, and doing
Like
a
a
stereotype impression of them would be that'd be racist.
Big think.
Okay. You got me.
You want me to
Number
judge?
7. Do you play RuneScape?
No.
No! Interesting. People thought Rune Soldier, connection there. But
Well, shit. Let me segue into talking.
I got a
Go ahead.
yeah, no. How did you get your name?
That's what I was going to say. Is it based off the anime?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
So basically this handle is from way back in my college years. I just never bothered to change. And I was a hardcore weeb back then. I can definitely tell you more about like 90s and early 2000s anime than I can about anything recent. And one of my favorite was not an anime that particularly caught fire. It's Rune Soldier Louis, and it's for a Dungeons and Dragons nerds. It's a Dungeons and Dragons story as a comedy, and none of this random.
Get over the abuse, yes.
And so it's not it's kind of classic 90s anime slapstick, but I loved it and I still love it.
Nice. All right. Now then, number 8, from Antibus. When life gives you lemons?
That seems like half of a question, but I don't know. Make a smoothie.
I like
Essentially
it.
what I just did before doing this.
A lemon smoothie. That
Yep.
actually sounds pretty good.
Now mix it with vanilla. It tastes really good to me because the vanilla, like vanilla ice cream and milk, or vanilla like almond milk, really takes the sharp out of the lemon. But you're still getting your fucking fruit, and that's what's important.
Yeah. But wait, so the acid in the lemon, though, wouldn't it curdle the milk?
I don't know. I mean, I always drink it within a day, so I don't know that there's a problem, and
Fair enough.
other people might find it disgusting.
Hey, if you like it, man, that's awesome. RK Striker JK5 is up next. Number 1, what is your favorite non-My Little Pony franchise?
Warhammer Fantasy.
Warhammer.
Very distinctly the original Warhammer Fantasy, not the Age of Sigmar stuff. I am and remain super into that.
Who's
So
your favorite faction?
I have. It has been many years since I played, but I have a High Elf army.
Nice.
It's on display, and they're my boys.
See, I'm very partial to the Tyranids.
We are talking about 2 different settings.
I know.
But, so with your Warhammer army, did you end up painting your own figurines, or did they come pre-painted?
All right.
Or am I completely lost?
Listen, you little shit. They're called miniatures.
Oh, fuck! Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, I painted. I painted a great number of them. I have choice ones, on display to remind me of my college days of having time to paint. And yeah, and they're on display. Good memories.
Okay, what is the worst thing? Like, what is the worst name to call the miniatures?
Dolls.
Obviously dolls, but
Right. Well, they're too small that I don't think anyone would call them dolls. They're a little too small for that. I think toy soldiers is probably pretty bad.
Oh,
little men or little people.
God, that hurts. I don't play the game, and that hurts. Number 2, have you done any fan-related content for non-MLP franchises?
Not sure if painting the army counts, but in short, no. I guess I drew a custom-made Call of Cthulhu monster a long time ago, but I don't know that really counts. And the short answer is no.
All right. Next question is from Short Skirts and Explosions. What doth life?
Well, I'd need them. It's not really a proper.
It's not really a proper question.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, be excellent to each other.
Radical.
Your villain's head.
Now then, we're about halfway through the cast. So, just as an aside, it is ad time. Hey, Milk.
Back what you need.
Well, guess what?
What?
Did you know that last year we raised almost $700 for charity?
I am somewhat aware of this situation, yes.
I fucking hope so, because it comes from your wallet.
Maybe I just don't know. Maybe it's just like they're stealing or something. I don't know.
That's not a thing. But the way that you can support our endeavors to raise money for horse rescue charity is by checking out our Patreon, which gives you perks in our Discord chat, as well as watching some of the ads on our YouTube videos, and Patreon, the Patreon that I mentioned, the Patreon. If you also want to support us in other ways, we have the bit system on Twitch. So if you donate bits, we'll read you out at the end of the cast. Right now, other guy is in the bit lead for 300 bits. Thank you so much for your donation. In addition, if you'd like to win some cold hard cash, the Barcast is currently running a horror contest. Be sure to check out thebarcast.net to find more details about that. Now then, without further ado, let's jump back into questions. Moostasm's up first. Equestria, my friend. Would you consider it a vacation spot or a permanent residence if you got the chance?
God, like 5 years ago, I would have pussied out and said vacation spot, but I mean, goddamn, I'd be out of here. I'd be out of here at this point.
I don't blame you.
I don't need my, I can learn to live without my computer games, my phone, and all that, and have a nice brightly colored cottage next to.
It would sure be peaceful when it isn't in an apocalypse.
Yeah, when it isn't, nice cottage. Yeah. Maybe live next to, and see where he goes from there.
Next thing you know, you get a package from Derpy, you sign it, and then as soon as you hand it back to her, she sneezes in your face and flies off.
Good. Great. Number 2. It's time for some cheeky timeline shenanigans. You get the opportunity to replace one piece of historical artwork, including paintings, statues, literature, videos, etc., with a piece of your own artwork. Your art gets the same exposure as the replaced work, including public showings, readings, school assignments, etc. What do you replace with what, and how has history changed?
Some heavy shit right there.
Just a little bit.
See, I don't know. I've always been leery of time travel shenanigans because, I'm not really trained for that. And I don't want to take out, any historical artwork you can imagine has been, they worked hard on that. We're gonna take out.
It can be something recent history too.
What about?
Yeah, no. I want to. I might be getting the name wrong, but there's just any kind of. Let's take out Gone. Let's just pick one. Let's take out Gone with the Wind, and I don't even care. I don't even care what we replace it with. Let's take out anything that romanticizes the slaveholding South of the distant past, and and we're gonna do our hard stop there before we get political.
Nice. Yes. Okay. We're gonna move on then. Number 3. If you were the very model of a modern major general, would you have information primarily animal, vegetable, or mineral?
I mean, clearly, all 3. I mean, it's in the. I don't think he's heard the song. You would be all 3 then.
That is correct. Didn't know this would be a quiz show. You've won 100 points. Jack, you got 100 points. Keep track. That other guy is up next, which now has people's favorite portion of the cast. Oh, God, he outdid himself. How does this picture that I'm posting behind the counter right now, how does it make you feel?
Behind the counter. It looks like, I don't know. It looks like some, it looks like, as I'm checking DeviantArt updates, it looks like just something I scroll right past. I can't say that I think about it at all.
The mustache makes me think that it's the ship child between Discord and Stephen Magnus.
Magnus? Magnet?
Magnet. I don't know why I said Magnus.
That's fine. It's from my Magnum Dawn. Next question for the other guy. Dan, for how much charity money to a charity of your choice would it take to star in a porno?
I mean, there's not enough questions, or there's not enough clarification because, I mean, if it's a porno with, then I'd chip in the money myself. But if it's a little more drastic, we'd have to start talking numbers. So yeah, incomplete question. 3 out of 10.
Okay.
What would even do with Earth currency?
I mean, I could buy. We could figure it out.
I can feed this to the pigs.
Oh god, Applejack just throwing millions of dollars to pigs.
Boy, you guys told me not to get political, but that seemed like a real strong analogy right there.
No! No! Oh, God! Okay, we're gonna move on. Number 1, what is your favorite meal, snack, or food stuff that's really unhealthy, but it's so good?
It's really unhealthy, but so good. Like those. Oh God. See, not talking to a potentially international audience. I'm not sure how well this will get across, but like ho-hos.
Oh, ding dongs.
Those are.
Wait, no, ding dongs are a big fat.
I mean, it's like
ho-hos.
chocolate wrapped in chocolate, or cream wrapped in chocolate, and they're like 100 cents for like a package of 12, and you come home from a rough day at work. There's nothing quite like the it's like a big old warm blanket around you, just to jam one of those in your mouth.
Yes.
Just realizing that all the names of those snacks are like euphemisms. Ding dongs, ho hos.
No, they're not. What's the euphemism for an oatmeal cream pie? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Little Debbie sounds like someone's penis.
What?
Zebra cakes.
Look, nobody's gonna call their dick Little Debbie because nobody's gonna say little at the start of that. Seriously.
A Twinkie would.
You're not wrong, goddammit. But still.
I'm just every time we start with something innocent, you have to make it awful.
Oh, like you're any more or any less guilty.
Brown Betty sounds like a sexual move.
Sounds like a sexual
We're moving on. Number 2. What is the biggest or weirdest fear that you have?
Biggest or weirdest fear that you have? I have to defer this question, because I'm not allowed to get political.
Oh. Not like spiders or.
Man, I mean, 1, I'm bigger than the spider. 2, I don't know if I want to tell the internet with access to copy paste pictures. I don't want to tell them what I really don't like.
That's totally fair. The last time I told them that I didn't like house centipedes, I got a comment section full.
Yeah. Seems like a terrible idea. So I am absolutely terrified of adorable pony pictures.
Nice.
And giant bags of money.
Number 3. Why is bagged milk the best milk?
I don't even.
Okay, so
4.
Context. Oh, okay. Sure. Number 4. What is your one annoying habit? So something that other people do that annoy you, or something you do that inadvertently annoys you?
Oh, getting a little personal. I'm a mansplainer. Just in my, I play board games with people. I teach them a lot. So I'm used to doing a lot of talking. I had, being a nurse is a very social job where you kind of have to be in charge. So I'm used to doing a lot of talking and kind of being in charge. And that leads me to my, I assure you, entirely well-intentioned instinct is to hijack everything.
Well, you see, the thing about mansplaining. Let me tell you about mansplaining.
I hate that word so fucking much. At any rate.
Number 5. What is the theme song for your sex life?
I
really hope it's not,
we're going
silence.
we're going to go with Then the Wing to SARS Arrived by Sabaton.
Fuck yes!
It's quality.
Metalhead here. I like it. Number 6. Do you watch anime by chance? Which we've already kind of answered. What are your favorites?
Yeah, I haven't watched in a while. I've been my thing to watch these days has all been Western cartoons. So my favorites are Rune Soldier. I would say other favorite is The Irresponsible Captain Tyler, which is a very early 90s kind of anime. But I love it because nothing else is quite like it.
Yeah, I haven't even honestly heard of that one. Well, awesome.
I can't even say it's that great, but I love it.
Number 7. How big is your porn stash?
Gotta defer because you just told me one of the starting rules was not to incriminate myself.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Fair enough. Lone Trooper's up next. Number 1. What is your most heartwarming moment at a convention?
That's almost a little hard to say. I go to a lot of gaming conventions, like board gaming kind of conventions, and a lot of people I knew from college or otherwise in my past, and including family members, that's basically the primary time that I see them. So that for me, like almost every convention that I go to, it is a chance to gather with old friends who I see once a year or a couple times a year, if that, and make new memories.
You're striking the nail right on the head there, boy.
Next question that we got. What advice would you give to people who would like to start writing their own fan fictions?
I guess one is you gotta shut up and write. Like, once starting to write is not fun and it's hard, at least for me. And once you get going, it's great. But you gotta shut up and start writing. And you gotta keep writing. And aside from that, aside from these mansplaining kind of advice, the poet. I'm probably going to embarrass myself, but it's the best writing advice I heard more or less came from, God, I hope I'm getting this right, Robert Frost, who said more or less. Well, I hope I'm quoting the right person, but he said like, if you want your readers to cry, you gotta cry while writing it. If you want your readers to laugh, it's gotta be something that makes you laugh. So write what you're passionate about, write what you like, and and build it, and they will come, and that will make a better product because you're that much more invested in it.
So what I'm hearing is we know which stories you came to.
All I heard
What?
was write this and you'll make them come.
What the fuck? Here he is trying to give genuine writing, and you just took it to the cum zone. What's wrong with you?
Oh, like you don't take that Mary Sue there all the time.
No comments. Okay. Let's see. Up next we have, where did you draw an inspiration when writing All Quiet on the Changeling front?
I mean, probably surprising nobody. The book All Quiet on the Western Front is certainly the principle there. The fact that Sabaton just put out their Great War album definitely helped. And I don't know, reading through it, you can find you can find some Sabaton inspiration for other things, and for plot points, like a rear guard kind of follows the events of Hearts of Iron, which I think is the name of that song, and all these little things that entered my psyche and became the story. So 1, the book, and 2, Sabaton.
Awesome. Question number 4. Aw. Lone's being all sweet here. What Barcast member would you like to work with if the two of you could collaborate on a story?
So I'm not really personally familiar with any of you. So
That's fine.
I have to take the short answer and say that when he was private messaging me to arrange this, Milk was like very pleasant and very, very friendly, and it answered the questions and all that. So not knowing anything else about anybody, I'd have to go with that.
I love it.
You picked the one non-writer of the whole group.
That's cool. Listen, I'll do the work, and you tell me how great it is, and then we'll keep it going. We'll keep it moving from there.
That's a pretty good dynamic, actually.
I need my hype man.
Number 5. Which planet would you travel to get out of the house? And once there, what would you like to do or see on that planet?
Equestria.
Well
The
said.
planet of Equestria.
Okay, is Equestria the name of the planet and the name of the country, or is it Equus? I keep never hearing like consensus on this.
Man, who gives a shit? It's whatever planet Equestria is on.
It's got that pony butt.
The planet is called the Cum Zone.
Wrong.
That's
That is
supposed to
incorrect.
And I'd take in the sights. I'd make friends and all that stuff. And
Yeah. Scope out great plots of land.
Yeah, he bang the twang is what he do.
Moving on. Number 6. Where would you like to see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years, both personally and professionally, if that's not too personal? Or at least,
I don't know. I'm on a good. I'm in a good spot in my life. Just ongoing stability and ongoing, I guess, ongoing financial stability and ongoing, development of my writing, development of my hobbies. Keeping working the same job because I'm digging it.
Maybe hit that 4 digits on the followers.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah! Everyone go follow Rune Soldier Dan. Do it now!
Yeah.
Do it!
Yeah.
Number 7. What do you believe the future holds for Fanfiction?
I guess more of the same. I think a lot of us are in it for the long haul. And I think we're gonna keep at it. And and maybe when Gen 5 comes out, there will be like a new surge of passion and thousands of new artists and all that. I kind of doubt it. But yeah, I think it's just gonna. I think we're just gonna keep plugging along and writing.
I like it. Number 8. Out of everything you've done in your life, what are you most proud of that's not related to MLP?
We covered that earlier. Just building a stable life for myself.
All right. Number 9. What games, movies, TV shows, fan fictions, or books would you personally recommend to everyone to help pass the time?
Well, that's a very broad. It's a very, very broad thing. We'll narrow it down a little bit. So as far as fan fiction go, I would highly recommend things written by me.
I mean, yes, please. Where should they start on yours?
Like, comment, and subscribe, and just remember that most authors don't really care about favorites. If you want to express appreciation to your favorite authors, leave them a nice comment, because it's literally all we get for it.
This is correct.
Right.
Yes.
And don't be an asshole to writers, okay? Because we spend like fucking 20 hours, for free to give you entertainment. So
This is also true.
This is also true, yes.
Yes.
And do you know how intoxicated we have to be to for ourselves to sleep at night? You have no idea. I don't have a problem. Moving on. Number 10. Finally, would you share the Wi-Fi password?
no.
Damn it. All right, who am I going to pick on today? Flam, it's time for questions with Vylon.
Cool.
It's time for questions with Vylon.
I'm so upset. Why did I shoot you? I don't know why I do this.
For the glory of Saturn.
Yes, so you said. Vylon is pretty
Oh shit, is he kill?
easy on you today. Her question is, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I was off. I got some stuff done. I worked out. I played some Mountain Blade. And, yeah, came to this.
Awesome.
Thank you for asking.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
Chad the Lad's up next. Here's a random assortment of questions for you. Number 1, Star Wars or no?
Ooh, it's one of them polarizing questions. I enjoyed Star Wars. I enjoyed Star Wars for what it was. I don't care particularly much for the new Disney Star Wars. Of the new ones, I actually think I like the last movie the best, because I feel like that's the one that actually really tried to make like it was, part of a larger series. But as far as the favorite movie, probably a New Hope. Good, the classic.
All right. Number 2, video games or no? And if so, what's your favorite?
Too many video games. Yes, video games. I could log onto my Steam profile and see which one I played the most. Probably Mountain Blade Warband.
Mountain Blade Warband.
Yes.
That's actually a first for this cast. What's that game about? What's it like?
I'm sure if you live online, you've probably been hearing about the Bannerlord release. It is 10 years prior, the game before Bannerlord, and it's kind of a kingdom builder. It's kind of an RPG. It's mostly a medieval combat simulator where you're riding around on your mount and you're taking your blade to them fucks on the other side.
So almost sort of like, so is it more like a strategy warlord game, or is it more of a
more of a personal combat kind of thing? But you're forming an army and giving them orders, as you yourself are riding around, trying to lance down those rat bastards.
All right. Number 3. Do you have a current favorite dad joke?
Yeah, I do. Probably. Yeah, you know what? Well, you heard one of my favorites with the impasta. But I do love dad jokes. There's no such thing as a bad dad joke. Probably the one that gets me giggling the best is what's green and has wheels?
I don't know. What is green and has wheels?
Grass. I lied about the wheels.
Okay. Very good. I like it. We already covered favorite color. So number 5, what is your favorite music genre?
Sabaton. I can't even say heavy metal because they're the they're the principal one I listen to. I guess I listen to a couple others, but so yeah, pretty much Sabaton.
Nice.
All right. What's your current favorite meme?
Current favorite meme. Okay. Well, probably there's it's a little obscure. I don't know if any of you youngsters have ever seen Wallace and Gromit.
Yes.
But there's a meme face where Wallace is like kind of staring, kind of glaring, and there's like flames behind him, and it's like, what fresh hell have you brought onto this cursed world? And that's my favorite. Probably second favorite goes to one of my, again, she was a contender for my top pony slot. It's not really a meme; it's art somebody did of her, but I use it like a meme. Where it's Miss Harshwinny. She's one of my boos. Don't say a bad word about her, but she's sitting at desk smoking a cigar, and she just says, "Allow me to take a moment to elaborate on your incompetence."
Nice.
I believe we need pictures of Harshwindy.
Speaking of Wallace, did you see that one video where Wallace is confronted by the Jedi?
Yes, I did. I did.
Up next, we have the age-old question: catbirds or fishburbs, griffins or hippogriffs?
To be honest, even though they were introduced so much later, hippogriffs have really gotten a lot of appealing attention for the dynamics of their culture and the decisions they're making as a people and the conflicts they're having as a people, whereas just griffins are just jerks. And when we left them, there was one griffin who wasn't a jerk, and now we have a blue griffin who isn't a jerk, and back home all the griffins are still jerk. They just seem they seem very one note compared to the new ponies.
If you're choking on food, they're not going to try to do the Heimlich on you unless you give them bits first.
Yeah.
Just tell them you're choking on a bit if you can.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. except that you're choking, so you can't. So
Yeah. How do you convey that you're choking on a bit while choking on a bit?
Well, they ask for bits, and then you point at your throat.
I don't think they'll get it right away.
Well, that's when you point at their hand, their open claw, and then you point at your throat. They say, because they always, you got bits, they always hold out their claw, right?
I don't understand. If you're making a joke, I don't understand it.
I mean,
no, never mind.
Yeah, just don't go to Griffinstone, kids.
Don't choke on food in Griffinstone.
Yeah.
Don't die there. Nobody will help you.
Travel with well-armed friends.
Now then, our next set of questions actually comes from Rav. Rav, would you like to ask your own questions?
Sure, why not?
All right. It's ultimately up to you.
All right.
What the?
Question 1. Why are you gay?
Yeah, rude. Moving on. Just gonna watch you in silence until watch you in silence and vague contempt until you move.
I want to make this as awkward as humanly possible.
Good.
Did Chrysalis deserve what she got?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with what she got. She, I mean, especially since it's fucking canon that getting turned to stone is like an extended timeout chair. So it's not like they're dead. So I don't know. All the drama about the ending just kind of made me go, okay, get it out of your system, dearie.
What I want to know is, where are Cozy Glo's parents, and will they put her picture on milk cartons?
Why would they need to? Then they can just leave her there and just go off and do whatever the fuck they want. They don't got a babysitter.
Just be real. Her parents aren't looking for
I mean, let's not be rude, but yes, it's probably
It's not being rude, stating fact. Why are you booing me? I'm right.
I think when you're a highly intelligent supervillain who almost destroys the world twice and very actively and maliciously to that objective, I don't think you get the, oh, they're just a kid kind of, I don't think you get that as a pass.
Actually, I think she murdered her parents, because wasn't in her song when she was being, didn't she like raise up two pony skulls?
I don't remember this.
Cozy Glow murdered parents confirmed.
I don't want to believe that Cozy Glow straight up murdered ponies.
Because when she had, what's his name, the guy voiced by Brain, tied down in Twilight's office, she pulled out a box of evil shit, and in it was a skull.
Goddamn. I mean, maybe she did. I don't know.
It's possible. She could also
She just really likes Shakespeare.
Yeah.
What's
up next?
Right. How would you change the ending of Friendship is Magic if you could?
Well, I think they stuck the landing. I really do. I think the main six were the main characters, but everybody else got a chance to shine too, and they nodded to like all these great, quantity of cameos showing that showing that they had a great effect upon the world. Probably the biggest, probably the only two change, and this is basically minor details. I wish them getting turned to stone was like a righteous thing to do rather than kind of a mean-spirited petty revenge, which kind of how they played it. And the other thing, it definitely needed just harsh Winnie to just absolutely belt Chrysalis in the face.
Sounds more like a fetish.
Possibly while criticizing her
Yeah,
her
this
scheme.
is absolutely a fetish. Well, okay. So speaking on that, which ship would you like to have seen confirmed?
Regrettable.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, but that ship has sailed.
Well, hold on. Think about it like this: you got the town bike pulling the town cart. They can do everybody.
I mean, polyamory is a thing.
It is. All right. What race of pony is your favorite?
Earth Pony.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because so many other ponies are defined by what, dare I say it, almost all of them, of the major characters, are defined by, I'm Twilight Sparkle, I have magic powers. I'm Trixie, I have magic powers. Or I'm Rainbow Dash and I fly. And Fluttershy is, I'm Fluttershy and I don't really fly. But Earth ponies, they don't have these crutches. They don't have these. Oh, I have superpower. Who are you? Oh, I have superpowers. I can fly. It's like, no. Who are you?
But they do, though. They're land cultivators. They are in tune with the earth. They're basically hippies.
Yeah, but we didn't get that confirmed or anything. It's all headcanon.
No, I thought there was something about it in there. Anyways, let's see. Well, that kind of answers the next question, so I'll skip that one. Which of the CMC is your favorite?
I'm gonna go with Apple Bloom.
Predictable.
But
why?
I don't. They're all kind of annoying, but man, that like young girl country twang is so fucking cute.
FBI, open up.
Yeah, just buy some goddamn apples, won't you?
All right. If you could change one thing about the show, what would it be?
Ooh, I got a wish list, but it's so three-way tie. Okay.
Okay.
Confirm Regrettable. Give us like a Earth Ponies Are Awesome episode, or give us like an episode, or even just part of an episode that gives us something to say. Oh, Earth Ponies aren't just the others without superpowers. They have their own thing that they do. They can stomp their hooves and grow flowers or something like that.
Well, they did though. A lot
Did
of them
they?
are really, really strong. Like the one little filly in the episode.
Well, sure, but they don't come out and say that's their Earth Ponies are stronger. That's how we're built. They don't actually come out and say it.
Right, but they still allude to it.
Well, I want them to come out and say it.
Okay.
And
Explicit.
and third way tie is was it give us a good Celestia episodes,
right?
Because we've had good sister episodes and we've had a ton of Luna episodes. We got one Celestia episode and it sucked balls.
Right, because it wasn't a Celestia episode. It was a Twilight helping Celestia episode, is what it was.
Yeah, and that it didn't. For someone who's been there, they just super dropped the ball on Celestia, and that's probably my biggest disappointment of the series. Was we didn't get any. We didn't find out much about her. We didn't get much for someone who's nominally one of the major supporting characters. She sure did have a lot less fucking screen time and development than everybody else.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never really went into her character, and they underutilized her to the point where they basically made her useless.
Yeah, they kind of, they just never did anything with her until they did, and it was mediocre. And that's the only one we have.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, she had good sister episodes too, but it's not the same as somebody getting their own episode,
Right.
and it not sucking.
True. All right. So, how many bats could a bat bat if a bat could bat baps?
7.
Okay. How many Vylons would it take to convince you to become a Fuda princess?
What the fuck?
What, like to become Celestia, or a My Little Pony princess straight to Equestria, and I have a dick?
Mm-hmm.
God, I would 0, man.
All right. Is there ever enough butt?
Yes.
There is. How much is
Yes.
that?
I would say that Mrs. Cake is fine. Is great even. But you go like much larger than that and you start having problems.
I think you and Bendy should get along just fine. All right, next question. If you were trapped between a rock and a hard place, i.e., you tried to stick your dick between 2 boulders for some personal time, but your dick has swelled
Why?
and you're not strong enough to remove either boulder, what would be the most bizarre way you'd want to be rescued from this situation?
Rav.
I would want the alicorn, and this is very important, I would want the alicorn Harshwinny to swoop down and use her powers to save me, and then carry me off.
Alicorn Harshwinny. I'm in. How can I sign up for this?
When you said carry you off, I imagined the song, and
Oh my gosh.
Oh, fuck. What is she, the princess of strictness?
A business.
Professionalism.
Yes.
That or belittling. All right. Would you a thing pone?
No.
No?
No.
No thing pone. Thing pone is not allowed.
Not even for that cute little face right there.
No.
No.
I like how the silence, like he's actually considering it.
That's all right, well, that's a thing pone. Well, okay.
Right.
You showed your hand
question. Final question. Would you put your pee-pee in a thing pone?
there. No.
Thing
And this
pone
is
sad.
So
this has
quick.
only grown more confident since you showed me the picture.
All right. Well, now we got questions from Jammer. Thank you, Rav. The question is, what's it like to write? And do you have any tips, tricks, or things you wish you knew when you first started?
We kind of covered this. I mean, basically, for me, it's really hard to get started, and then the longer and longer you go, it gets easier. Like as far as like in a sit down, I make way less progress in my first hour, third. You wish you knew when you get started. Proofread your shit and use a Word document instead of Fimfic, because the Fimfic quotation marks don't have directions, and that looks really awkward in a story.
Yes, that's correct.
And I have so many old stories that, have those mixed and matched.
Trying to get them fixed is a nightmare. I can't tell you the number of stories I had to, like when I was working on a book, I had to export all those from Fimfic because that's where I keep all the, it's like someone comments, oh, you misspelled this word here. It's like, oh, okay, I'll just fix it there. I don't update the original Word document. And then you have to make all the other tweaks, like fixing quotations. I relate. I understand. Number 2. If you were given 33 drinks of your choice every week, would you give 90 the admin of Fanfic a place to stay at or near your home?
Yeah, I don't really know the guy. But, hey, near the home, whatever, sure.
Yeah, here's an apartment. I'll take my whiskey, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's cool.
Here we go. And more Thing Pone. Okay, would you at least give Thing Pone a nice big ol' hug?
No.
Okay. So much confidence. I think we'll end on Muggany, and next I will ask Jack Ripper's question, which is actually kind of a repeat from before. How's isolation treating you?
Yeah, repeat from before. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Last but not least, we have a question from Muggany, who wants Rav to answer. Ask the question and read it properly.
This is a meme I've never heard, I'm assuming. How your day?
It's doing just fine. Thank you, Magani.
And that's it. That's all the questions that we had today. Dan, if there were any questions that people are catching this up on iTunes or listening on Google Play Music, things like that, and they realize, oh man, I wish I heard that. I wish I had the chance to get a question in. What would be the best way for them to contact you and ask you questions?
Private message me on Fanfiction, probably.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and listen to us ask you terrible questions.
No problem.
And just be overall silly.
No problem.
Milk, who do we have next week?
24th Pegasus, the second place winner.
Yay! Let's get excited to have 24th back. It'll be a really good time.
Does that make him the 25th?
No, probably the 26th or something like that. Silly joke. 24th, the second. But, needless to say, we want to thank everyone for tuning in on this edition of the Barcast. Your bartenders for this evening have been Enigmatic Otaku.
Yeah.
Flammenwerfer.
Yes.
Milk.
Maybe.
Ravage.
No.
Our amazing guest, Rune Soldier Dan.
Thank you all for having me. It was an honor and a privilege, especially knowing that John DeLacy sat in this chair some time ago.
If you look closely, you can see the Delancey stains.
Yeah.
No, that's on all of our chairs.
Yeah, they're all over. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. What's up?
We got a little time. And I don't want to take up people's time. But we talked about my personal favorite pony. But would you mind if I just took a moment here at the end of this broadcast to explain why Miss Harshwinny is the best pony?
Of course, I am a big Harshwinny fan.
Show
Please.
your work.
I'm surprised.
Here's the soapbox. Take a step above, my friend. Why is Harshwinny the best?
Okay, so the entire show is populated basically almost exclusively by good guys and villains. There is so little barrier, there is so little line between friendship happy snuggles and mwahaha, I'm going to destroy Equestria or steal the apple farm or stuff like that. And this has led to escalating villains and stuff like that. But Harshwinny is in that gray area. because you need conflict to have an episode. She creates conflict because she is a just harsh truth, doesn't care what you feel, doesn't care what you think, just cares about what you do kind of person. And this is rough on snuggly ponies who are used to positive affection. But this also makes them improve. This gives them something. Her cutie mark's a trophy. This gives them something to reach up for and someone to generate conflict. Personality conflict and situational conflict. Again, without being a horrible villain. And I'm happy we got her doing that in 3 episodes. Just be it. Didn't kick. Twilight's a fucking princess, and it's like, Twilight, you're playing for the Crystal Games, suck, and stuff like that. And it doesn't care who you are, doesn't care, your precious little feelings, cares about what you bring to the table, and gives credit where it is due. Absolutely goes gaga over Scoodloo succeeding. She's like a harsh truth that will make you a better person kind of pony, and there are 0 others in the show, and that's why she's the best pony.
She's not afraid to give you that healthy dose of realism.
She gives you.
Spoiled Rich kind of gives me the same vibe, only to a negative extreme.
But Spoiled Rich is about status, and she's just a rich bitch. Kind of hot though,
true.
But just a rich bitch. Whereas Harshwini is just trying to do her fucking job. She's like, assholes, my job is, putting on this friendship games thing, and you guys getting together and singing a friendship song doesn't really cut it for me. You guys having self-esteem issues doesn't really cut it for me. Y'all gotta make it happen, make that sale. And again, she gives and gives credit where it is due.
Darn right.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, that Harshwini is best horse.
Yep.
But once again, since we are starting to run down and we're out of questions,
Right, gotcha.
Thank you so much for your time, Dan. We really
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me and for letting me get this, just urgent message off my chest.
Oh, of course. you are spreading the good word, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
It is important. I want to give a thank you to other guy who donated 300 bits this particular stream. And my name is Flutterpriest. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye!
Bye.